Yeah, it's 1 a.m. and I look like crap, but that's okay. So, I'm going to make a slightly different video than we would normally make on this channel. And I'm going to talk about how I came out. Like, I'm bisexual, you know, the bisexual, which is defined as, wait, I wrote down, okay. Which is defined in the dictionary as a person who is emotionally and sexually attracted to both men and women, but when it is sometimes defined by straight, gay, lesbian people who don't necessarily understand. Like, they sometimes say that bi people are just like greedy sluts or whores, just like want to have sex with everyone, which is very, very untrue. But it's legitimately just being able to like be in a relationship with anyone who like find attractive, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it. It's basically just like being straight, but you just have feelings for both genders. And like, I was straight until I was in 8th grade. And I know, oh my god, you're in middle school, you can't know your sexuality. Well, that's bullshit. Bullshit. The first person I ever told was my friend Mason during lunch, and it was like the first time I admitted it. Sorry, my chair's really weird. And I was like, Mason, I think I might possibly be bisexual. I don't know, though. Maybe. And then, so he was like, okay, cool, whatever. And then the next person I told was my friend Emma, who's lesbian, because, like, I knew that she would be okay with it, because she was lesbian. But, she was like, oh, are you, like, bi-curious, or, like, are you bi? And I'm like, oh, I'm bi, you know. Yeah. So, then after that, I didn't really tell anybody for a while. And at my friend Eve's birthday party, we were talking about sexuality, and it came, okay, I just dropped my pencil. We were talking about sexuality, and it kind of just, like, came up, and I'm like, oh, I'm bi, and, like, that was the first time I told, like, a lot of people, because before that, I had only told 2 people. So, like, I don't know, coming out, like, after that point wasn't really a big deal. Oh, so I told my director, because I'm in a theater group, and I do a bunch of, like, internship stuff, so I told, like, my boss director guy that, like, I was bi, and then he told me a really long story about a lesbian romance. So that happened, and then during a rehearsal one day, somebody was, like, talking about who I liked, and somebody goes, oh, Rosalie likes Callan, and, like, our director said, okay, so we have, like, 3 different directors at my theater. There's Georgiana, Justin, and Michael. So I told Justin, he was the one who told me the long story about the lesbians, but I had Georgiana for this rehearsal. So, somebody goes, Rosalie likes Callan. So Georgiana said, oh, you're into girls now? And I'm like, no, I like both. And she's just like, oh, okay. And then after that, I was sitting in my room and I was on FaceTime with my friend Sailor, and, like, I was kind of dating him at this time. And my mom walked into my room, so this is, like, this year in, like, September or October, I'm not sure. But I was sitting on my bed, and my mom walked into my room, and I was just on FaceTime, and I wasn't even planning to do this, but I just go, hey, Mommy, can I tell you something? She's like, yeah, sure. And I was like, I'm bisexual. She's like, oh, okay, do your homework. So, I mean, that wasn't a big deal. What else? The last person I told was my dad, and I told him on December 29th of this year. And I'm actually, I'm a freshman right now. Cookie dough. My cat is crazy. I'm going to show you this. Wait. So, the last person I told was my dad on December 29th, 2013. And, like, I have a girlfriend right now. And so I told my dad, and he thought I was lying. So, yeah. I mean, like, being bi, people aren't like, oh my god, you're such a faggot, but like people will call you a slut. And like the first time that I actually really experienced like people discriminating against me was this guy in my theater class who's like, so you liked a guy and now you like a girl. And I'm like, yeah. Yes. He was like, that's a bit promiscuous, don't you think? And like it was his nice way of telling me I'm a slut, but you know, whatever, he can deal. But the reason I made this video instead of like my normal one is because I was watching a video. Benton, he is transgender, he's female to male, and I was watching his transition videos, and I'll put his link in the description. And he was talking about how like he told his parents and like how he had to like ease them into it, and I didn't really do that. So I'm working on writing my dad this letter because I got inspired by Benton, and this is what I have so far. Dear Dad, I'm writing you this because it's almost a month since I told you I am bisexual. Bisexual, when being defined in the dictionary, is a person who is emotionally and sexually attracted to both men and women. But when defined by straight, gay, and lesbian people, it can be defined as greedy, sluts, whores, or straight people who just want attention. I don't know which side of this you are on. I know you think I'm lying so Quinn can spend the night and we can have sex or whatever. But I understand it's hard for you to have a half-gay daughter. But to me, sexuality isn't real. I feel like love is. The only reason I say I'm bi is to help you understand. To me, love is just love. If you love boys, you love boys. If you love girls, you love girls. Or if you love both, you love both. Or if you love all, you love all. And that's what I have so far. And like, I'm kind of just explaining, like, through this I'll like get to like what pansexual means and like how there's a difference for me, because like, I mean, I could date a transgender person, but like I wouldn't necessarily define myself as pan because I'm not gender blind. You know? I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm going to like talk to him about like all the different sexualities or like transgender things, because he doesn't understand that like when there's somebody who's like trans and they're female to male, you call them he, not she. Or if there's like male to female, you call them she, not he. And like, I don't think that he's like being discriminate or anything, I just don't think he understands. So I'm working on trying to help my dad understand. And I mean, people don't necessarily understand bisexuality. Like my friend's mom, me and Anna were talking about how I have a girlfriend, and her mom's like, oh, so you're, I was like, yeah, I basically told my dad I'm lesbian, or I have a girlfriend, but I'm not lesbian. And she's like, so you're lesbian, but you don't identify yourself as lesbian. And I said, no, I'm not lesbian. She's like, what? And then Anna goes, she's bisexual. And her mom's like, oh, so you're curious. No, I'm not curious. Like, I know that I like both boys and girls. I'm not curious. Like, I just think it's a hard concept for people to understand, because like, I've grown up knowing that you can be gay and straight. I've never grown up knowing that you can be pan or bi or trans or like all of those things. So I think that those are just like really hard concepts for people. Honestly, like, I think it is. So this is my coming out video so far. I'm sorry if this was like confusing, but this is just like where I'm at in my journey right now, and I'm sorry I look horrible again, like I'm just in my pajamas. Woo. So, bye. I love you. Now, go watch Benton's videos. I love his videos. I love them. And like, you get to like see how his friends reacted to it. And I'm hoping to get my best friend Maddie. Well, you know, we should share this channel, and I want to like interview her like Benton did to one of his friends, and like asked about like when he came out and said that he was a boy. Like, I want to ask my friend Maddie how like she felt when I'm like, hey Maddie, I like both of the genders. Yeah. Or all the genders, because there's like I don't know, but it's like you don't have to be boy or girl. Like, those are just two things that, because of the sex we have, society decided to define genders. And okay, well, anyway, bye.